Alright, here's the lap at Portland. So first off, we're doing this without the chicane, so we're going to be ignoring the cones here. What's going to be key is keeping our eyes up, trying to use our peripheral vision. What we're looking for is as we approach the first corner, we can kind of see that there's an incline here. And ultimately what we want to be aiming for is we want to aim to be braking right at about the 400-meter board there on the left until, just past it. But you'll see how the road kind of flattens out and then starts a decline right at the 300-meter board. So what we want to do is we want to be on the brakes before that happens. So there's like this little divot here that as we enter in past the 400-meter board, we start braking, get into it, and then start slowly releasing as we get through the apex to rotate the car. Now it's key here not to downshift to third too early. You want to wait for this kind of like straight part to get down into third. Rotate in, get a really late apex here. Notice that I very specifically don't take really any of this inside corner except to flatten out the outside of the car. We're going to have like a middle track entry here. This is really important because this corner really like banks out on the outside. You can kind of see where it like loses some of that camber, where it looks like there's a hill there, and then you start losing track of the road on the outside, and that's because it's all outside camber there. So we want to try to stay nice and tight. Another late apex here. We're going to kind of position the car perpendicular or parallel to the curb on the inside here. Got a little bit of oversteer, corrected it. We're going to brake just along the outside with our eyes already looking to the right here. It's going to be really key to get your eyes up and looking at the apex and exit as early as possible. So really like right at this point, you're almost already just like looking to the outside of the track through the next corner. So you can see here where there's like almost a bit of a bowl here, very reminiscent of the bowl that is in at like turn 9, I think, at Pacific, or turn 8. You can kind of see where there's like a little spot for you to kind of like set in to the bowl. We're going to try to get to the apex, and right at this point, we're like already just like looking at the exit. The point is to try to get the car in, and then once you've got the vector pointed, get the throttle going, and just kind of trust the car to move. We don't need to care about coming so far out to the right here, because we can stay left and cut this corner and like not have a problem without speed. But the car like naturally likes to rotate back to the right here, as you can see. So we're going to get through the straight, and as we come up to this next corner, we're going to start braking probably about the 300-meter board, I think. Yep. 300-meter board. Just try to stay in fifth, coast it through. I missed the apex here. Ideally, you can get the left side tires up on this curb here and help balance the car. But I kind of make it work using just that inside curb. Get all the way to the outside here. Use as much of this runoff as you can. Basically, just try to get to the cones as best you can. And what this does is it opens up this corner. And so we're going to keep going straight, late apex. And what we're going to do is we're going to try to stay off of the curb so that we can continue applying the power. And we're just going to roll the throttle through the corner. And that's a plateau step throttle trace, where we basically like get up to like 70% and hold it for a minute. 70%, hold it for a minute, and then go to full throttle. And that is the lap at Portland.